Hey everybody, it's Captain Shane. I'm back in the Flight Factor 767. We're going to give us another attempt. A couple nights ago I tried to fly this thing and it was a disaster. I had two crashed desktops while I was flying it. I was pretty upset. But, I did some reading, some troubleshooting, and I think I figured out a way forward. So I was able to download the latest beta. It's the 0.14 beta. Although I've been reading on their Discord that the crashed desktops have not been fixed, and the reason that it's been happening is there's a plugin that controls the Wixer and the terrain data, and that is causing the crash to desktops. So the fix is as follows. I'll show you. So obviously I've already done so in the 767, but just to give you an idea of what it is, in the 757 they have the exact same thing. So what you need to do if you want to temporarily stop dealing with these crashed desktops in these planes, you go to the plugins folder in the aircraft specific folder. So pretend this is 767. You go to plugins, you find this TGDS, and you delete the whole thing. This is what's causing these repeated crash to desktops right now. They thought they fixed it with the beta release. They did not. So back to the drawing board for them, I guess. And in the short term, we're not going to have any Wixer or terrain data. But it is what it is. I wanted to fly this plane, so if I have to give that up, I'll give it up. So I've already done that. I've deleted it. I also got a fix for the clicking noises I was having a few days ago. It turns out it was something having to do with the Mango sound pack that I had. So I contacted those people, very helpful, and they sent me a fix. They DM'd me a fix to in my Discord, and we'll test that out tonight as well. Anyway, I do see some issues with the beta right now, and I'll point them out as I see them. First of all, we have some weird illuminations here. Also on the overhead, some things that are illuminated that shouldn't be. Okay. Also saw outside, if you look at the engines, you see this red glowing thing in here. I don't think that's supposed to be there. Both of them have it. So that's a thing. And I found some other anomalies on the radio stack and everything, and I'll point out to you as I see them. But hopefully we have a better flight tonight. Alright, so I got the electronic flight bag already set up. So let's go ahead and get some power on the aircraft. Okay, got power on. Alright. Battery, standby power, power style, utility bus, parking brake. We can go ahead and release that. Wheel well fire overheat test. Oof. And sounds a little weird. Okay. IRSs coming to nav. By the way, the animations of these switches is pretty cool now. Emergency lights, position lights, window heat, cabin altitude control to auto, landing altitude, I think it's 800 feet. We'll set that for now. Okay, wing lights on, logo light is on. No smoking, seatbelt signs. Takeoff warning. Alright, MFDs. Okay, I think these are fixed now. So before I was having issues where this stuff wasn't showing. I didn't have the artificial horizon or my flight director. I think the beta fixed this, but we'll test it out. But already, the fact that I see numbers on here is a good sign. I wasn't seeing that before. So for MFDs, let's go ahead and put this guy on plan, route data. And traffic. Alright. And then over here, we're going to leave this guy on map mode. Well, let's go ahead and set the ranges all the way down to minimum. Okay. Now weight and balance. Let's take a look at that. So here is our flight plan for tonight. I used SimBrief to do it, and I moved it over into Navigraph. So we got a cost index of 71, fuel on board for takeoff 30,900 pounds. Cargo weight tonight is 82.9. Let's go ahead and set that up. All right. Ground. So we need 30,900 pounds of fuel on board. Let's see here. So we have 82.9 on the cargo. Let me get my calculator. So if each pallet position is 9,800 pounds, was that what we determined? I forget. Is it 8,900 pounds? It's something like that. So 82,900 divided by 8,900. So let's do 9 pallet positions. Right. 9 times 8. 9 times 8.9. 8.9 times 9. So we need another 2,800 pounds cargo weight. Optimize CG. That's what we're going to get. And let's go ahead and load her up. Loading the airplane. So takeoff CG is going to be 19%. 30,900 pounds and cargo weight is in. Alright, IRSs. Let's go ahead and program those. By the way, part of this beta, one of the things that they've added are these animations to the FMC keys, which I really love. It looked really hokey before, where it was like a static button. Each button actually presses now, just like the MD-11 does. I love that. This is like a great reason to update alone for me, because I love those little touches like that. Hold on, I want to put this on FMC index. Let's go back over here. Position initialization. We'll put that right there. Look at these buttons being pressed. CYHM. Love it. Route. Origin. We're going to Louisville. We're going to try this again. SDF. 400-mile flight. UPS 353. And then for the route we got tonight, per SimBrief, we're on the Monroe 2 departure, going to Doret. So, D-O-R-E-T. Then we're on the Q29. Q29. Over to Seela. S-E-E-L-A. Then direct to Rint. R-I-N-T-E. Now we'll go departure. We're on runway 30. Monroe 2 departure. And then for the arrival, we're looking for the D-Lamp 8 with the Rint transition and 3-5 left Bourbon transition. Let's take a look at the legs page. Alright, well, already I see a problem. See these 4,000s here? That's not gonna work. Well, just for fun, let me let's see what happens if we activate this. Actually looks a bit better. Okay, I think that's a lot better. So we got our flight plan in there. Let's go ahead and do our reserves. We'll do 12,000 pounds reserve. Cost index was 71. Cruise altitude tonight, 360. Cruise wind, 291 at 37. 291. 291. 37. Okay, take off. So let's go ahead and do some calculations here. I got sim brief up, and here's our takeoff calculations. Flaps 5, D-rated takeoff 1, select temperature 48, 144, 147, 151. We have a wet runway tonight. VREF 30 is 143, and that'll work for us. 10,000 foot runway. All right, so we're gonna go TO1. It's gonna be temperature. Well, first of all, flaps 5. 48. CG 4.3. And the speeds are 144. Uh, 147 and 157. Okay, pre-flight complete. Legs on the left, and I've got pickup data on the right. The FMC is programmed. V speeds. Let's do that over here. And the reference speed is 143. Okay. And then the clock, let's go to... Oh. Okay, there's a bug. That doesn't move. Okay. I think it's in hold right now. Okay, fuel quantity. Checked and set, 30.9. FMC is checked and confirmed. Flight director's on. And auto throttle on. MCP airspeed is set to V2. MCP heading. Let's check that real quick. May get reassigned something else, but let's just go ahead and start with what we know from the Monroe 2 departure. Alright, climb on heading 297. 297, and then we're going to get an IFR clearance here, so we'll stand by on the altitude. Let's go ahead and check and see if we got to get contact Toronto Center, which I think we do. Yes, we do. Okay, let me call them up. 125775. Another bug that I've seen so far here is that this does not light up, so I don't know when it's on or not. And both of these green lights stay on, so that's another bug. 125, but I understand what I've got into. This is a beta release, so I'm not complaining. Alright, let's call for IFR clearance.
Air Canada 796, speed 170 or greater till Vepna. Yeah, 170 or greater, Air Canada 796.
Toronto Center, good evening. UPS 353, heavy on the ground at Hamilton. Request IFR clearance to Louisville.
UPS 533, standby.
533? 353.
Delta 877, turn right heading 330. Turn right heading 330, Delta 877.
Ooh, spicy takeoff.
Delta 360, clearance.
Delta 360,
Okay, my
can we
PFD is
get
working
a
now,
2-minute
guys.
standby, please? Thanks.
Yeah. UPS 353, you're cleared Louisville, Monroe 2 departure, flight planned, runway 30, squawk 2505. Just read back the code, please.
2505, UPS 353 heavy.
Oh, correct, call for taxi.
We'll go. Alright guys, got our IFR clearance. Let's get our squawk code set in here. 2505. Auto brakes. RTO. Wixer, we're not touching that. ILS panel, we're going to leave it. And TCAS is set to assigned squawk code. Alright. So again, it's
North Canada 808 Juliet.
It's the
Delta's
Wixer that's causing all the
877 heading
problems
030, cleared ILS 6 left, speed 170 or greater until Vepna. 170 or greater until Vepna, clear ILS approach 6 left.
Alright guys, before start...
Yeah,
start
heading
check.
030 for the intercept. 030 for the intercept, Delta 839. Canada 808 Juliet, go. Crest IFR, Schiphol. Cleared Schiphol Airport, Sea Dog, 6 departure, flight plan, route runway 05, squawk 1545. Okay, 1545, Schiphol has filed. Any chance on 6 left? Yeah, 6 left's approved. Gentlemen in the Skull, thanks so much. 1545 in the box, we'll call when we're ready for the taxi. Yeah, departure's a Sea Dog 6, please. Hey, firm, Sea Dog 6 is in the box. Read back's all correct, call for push. Transat 1215, descend 8,000. Descend 8,000, your transport. Canada 420, surveillance service terminates, change en route. Roger. JetBlue 1957, you make the left turn there into the apron, have a good night. That was the right left turn to the apron, have a good night. JetBlue 1957, yeah. Canada 796, Wisconsin, clear line 6 left.
Let's do this. Display set to status. APU start.
Radio Center, good evening. At China 139, maintaining cruise level 340 with you.
Alright, let's turn this radio off for a minute.
Sorry, who's calling?
Okay, so airplane, let's close up all the doors and windows. Okay, yaw damper on left and right. Hydraulic pumps. Hydraulic pumps coming on. APU generator is on. Electronic engine control is on. Okay, just waiting on the APU generator. Hey Tweedle, I hope for a good flight too, man. I will say that the ARC is quite a bit louder than your audio. Oh. Are you saying that my microphone's not very loud? What are you telling me? I'll try to turn down the ATC audio if I can, but I don't know how that's gonna go. Okay, external power. Wait, do we have APU generator available? Alright, this is where this plane always screws up. Watch, if I kill this external power, it won't swap over to the generator. Never mind, I lied. It does work. Okay, generator control. Engine limiter not required. Fuel pumps. Parking brake. Set. Wheel chocks and ground power unit. We can pull those. Actually, we'll go ahead and pull all the age. Anti-collision light red. Cabin temp controls. On. Trim air, recirc fans on. Isolation valves. On. APU bleed, engine start switch on both. Display set to engine. More cars. Alright, we're getting close, guys. Just about ready to start up here. Yeah, it did switch over. Let's go ahead and get the tug moving.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Let's make sure Smart Cars is loaded up and ready to go. Retrieve latest OFP. What is this? Oh, this is a new update here for,
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Okay, clear to connect. Alright, crew, I'm going to get my desk set up. Be with you 1 second. Alright, I think we're ready here. Let me check the webcam and then we're going to get fired up. Stick, got the throttles. Probably aim this up just a little bit there. Cool. Push start clearance is good.
Hey, Captain. Let me know where you want this thing. Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected. Bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Okay, parking brake released.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Alright, crew. Let's hope this works. Oh, I see something here. There we go. Okay, starting engine number 2 to ground. Okay, rotation N2. Fuel on. Alright. Fuel flow EGT. So far so good, guys. It hasn't crashed yet. I don't think it's going to because we got no we deleted that plugin. They definitely need to work on that idle fuel flow. That is way too high. Way too high. Okay, good start on engine 2, starting 1. Ground. Rotation N2. Fuel on. Fuel flow, EGT. So far so good, man. I'm using the updated sounds from I got from old Nikki from the Mango Discord.
Transat 1215, winds cross
that's
clear line
loud.
05.
Let me see if I can turn that down. Yeah, so right now the buttons don't work for the volume for Batsim in here.
They're on the center, Air 779er, in with you, climbing 32,000 feet.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Canada 779,
Parking brake
Toronto
set.
squawk 67.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
6754,
Hey,
Air Canada 779er.
Off.
November 3035 Delta, turn right heading 150, descent 3000.
Right 150, descent
EQ
3000, 3735 Delta.
Ground signal, waiting on that.
15 going around.
Hey,
Okay, fly the published
those
mist.
packs are a little loud, aren't they? Alright, flaps and slats set for takeoff. Depth trim set for takeoff, 4.3.
November 3035,
Takeoff
it's
data
a right hand
confirmed.
turn, it's a left hand turn, heading
144, 147,
150,
157. Takeoff thrust setting, 97.5.
And we're
Roger,
disconnected.
Roger,
Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
I see him. Alright, Takeoff departure
Turn order,
brief.
Canada 808 Juliet's ready to go in sequence.
Canada 808 Juliet, you're number 1 in the sequence.
Currently at the south
Absolutely
ramp,
flat,
expecting
but,
taxi
you're cleared
on
to take off 6 left, call airborne.
taxiway Charlie. We'll probably get a right turn on to runway 6.
Silently, but secretly on purpose.
Then another right turn.
Thanks to the grenade.
And do about face
No,
on
you'll call me airborne, please.
Oh, with you in the
Runway
air,
2
too.
departure.
Not a problem. We'll give you shit in the air.
Fly on heading 297 at 1300 feet, then a left-hand turn, heading 260, and to radar vectors to the next one.
Canada 757.
American 775,
Radar.
surveillance service.
Don't worry about
exchange
radar, transponder TARA.
American 775,
Nose clear
thank
light.
you very much, and have a great evening. Canada 779, you're identified 6 left in
Runway
Toronto.
turn off lights,
Good, 6 left in
lower display, status.
WestJet 684 with the voice correct,
Exit
cleared to
clearance.
land 6 left, traffic's on the rolls, Abbey 777. For that, clear to land runway 06 left, WestJet 684.
Toronto Center, UPS 353, ready for taxi 30 Hamilton.
UPS 353, runway 30, the altimeter is 2971, winds 270 at 10, 16, taxi via Charlie. Runway 06, backtrack runway 30, report position ready.
Hey, taxi at 30 Charlie, runway 06, back taxi 30, we'll call you when we're in position, UPS 353 heavy. Alright crew,
Transat
as briefed.
1215, turn left
Parking
heading
brake released.
230.
230, just okay.
That'll be runway 05 again. And Toronto Center 375 Delta, you're gonna still give us the 23 or you're
steering
gonna
check,
give us another runway?
left and right,
05 is the one I gave
brakes
you.
check,
I believe so, you give me runway 23, but I'm gonna hit runway 05, 375 Delta. Yeah, I can guarantee you I didn't give you 23. Alright.
Departure, Canada 808 Juliet with you off of runway 06 left, passing 900 for 5,000.
Canada 808 Juliet, radar on departure.
very
Climb flight
easy,
level
yes.
230.
I authenticated right away, it found the beta and it installed it. The update was very easy to do.
November 3035, heading 090 for the intercept. You're cleared ILS 05.
Hey, nose wheel steering and brakes are
090
checked.
clear ILS 05 for 3035 Delta. Air Canada 757, fly your present heading, descent 3000.
Flight present heading and descent 3000, Air Canada 757.
Okay, flight controls checked. Ailerons left, ailerons right, elevator up, elevator down, rudder left, rudder right. Flight controls checked. Hey, looking good so far, guys. Well, let's hope this goes better. Oh, I really want this to go well. Alright, here's runway 6 coming up. We're going to make a right turn on here. By the way, so far I've noticed that the aircraft seems to taxi a lot better. It takes a lot less thrust to get it moving. Before I had to use like 50% N1 to get it rolling, and with the update it's definitely rolling a little
Air
bit better.
Canada's 808 Juliet, let's see here, go direct to Bob Sioux, climb flight levels 350, port level.
Everything seems smooth, guys. I'm not getting the stutters that I was getting before.
Flight level 350,
that
and we'll
preceded
call
the
you leveling
crashes, so that's a good
350
sign.
Air Canada 808 Juliet.
Roger. Canada 757, give me a decent
I hope so
vertical
too,
speed
man.
down
I
for the
really want this to
intercept
work.
here,
Because it,
Chris, vertical speed at 3000.
for my virtual
Yeah.
airline, the 767 is probably
November
the most numerous aircraft we got. And there's a lot of routes
not
that
sure if you
I
got
want to be
it,
able to
but
fly with this.
I'm showing you about a mile and a half off track, so just fly your present heading, maintain 3000, please.
Hey, on the runway 30.
Fly my present heading in 3000 for 375 Delta, but I had it the wrong way on site. Not even on site, but I had it on my OBS for 375 Delta.
No spikes.
Okay, you're re-cleared visual approach, 05. Cleared to land. Clear visual approach, runway
Right, recall.
25, 375 Delta.
Stereo
Canada
lights.
757 heading 030 for the intercept, clear the ILS 6 left.
Radar, we're going to skip that and waiting on takeoff clearance. LNAV, VNAV. Okay, I got to do a back taxi. I got to do a turnaround here.
left, clear via Charlie 3, requesting Charlie 26, please. Jet 684, taxi Charlie Alpha Alpha Lima, or correction Alpha Juliet. Taxi Charlie Alpha Alpha Juliet, WestJet 684, thank you. Okay, Air Canada 757, looks like you didn't listen to me there, so I'm going to resequence you here. Turn left heading 180.
180, left. Air Canada 757.
Those lights are really bright. Okay, I gotta turn this guy down. This audio is blowing me out. Audio. Oh, see, it's already back up to. Anyway. Okay, crew. I think we're ready for takeoff here. Let's get it ready. Toronto Center, UPS 353 in position, runway 30, ready for takeoff.
UPS 353, call airborne, the wind's 270 at 10, gas 16, clear takeoff 30.
Clear for takeoff 30, we'll call you airborne, UPS 353 heavy. Alright crew, clear for takeoff.
Transat 1215, turn left heading 150.
150, Air Canada.
Stabilizing thrust. Alright. Thrust hold. Set takeoff thrust.
Air Canada 757, keep the turn going, heading 100, you're clear to ILS, 06 left.
Continue turning 100 and clear for ILS, 06 left. Air Canada 757.
Airspeed's alive.
Transat 1215, heading 1090,
Wow, this thing accelerates
you're
really
clear to
slow.
ILS 05.
A lot of hold.
Toronto, any chance we can get about 30 or 40 degrees right of track for Air Canada 808 Juliet 11?
Air Canada 808 Juliet, deviations left or right of track are approved. Report back during positive.
No, thanks.
Report back positive.
Roger.
Come on, baby. Climb. Okay, gear up. Alright. Still very pitchy. Definitely wants to take off on its own here.
China 139, passing 210, level.
China Airlines 139, squawk it in.
So squawk 7316 at China 139.
Yeah, press the ident button, please.
Roger.
Hey, Toronto Center, November 3735 Delta, I'm gonna disconnect
Flying the
for
flight
tonight,
director.
so have a wonderful night and sorry about the trouble. Night.
Needs a lot of nose down trim. Toronto Center, UPS 353, heavy airborne, climbing through 2,700.
UPS 353 radar on departure, climb flight level 360, flight heading.
Okay, fly present heading and climb maintain 360 UPS 353.
Transat 1215, the wind's coming for line 05.
Okay, let's go autopilot
China
on.
Airlines 139, you're
360.
identified, thanks, descend 11,000, Toronto, altimeter 2969, plan 6 left.
Okay, flaps 1.
Descend maintain level 110, runway 06 left at
Yeah,
China 139.
I might have to make some edits to that. I don't really care for that pitch up. Okay, speed checks. Flaps up.
UPS 353, thanks. Go direct waypoint right. That's Romeo India November Tango Echo.
Okay, clear direct right. UPS 353 heavy. Wow, that's quite the direct, guys. All right, clear direct right. He's giving us a straight to the transition.
Canada 757, the wind's coming for land 6 left.
Clear to runway 6 left, Air Canada 757.
Auto throttle seems to lag a little bit near the top end. Okay, after takeoff checklist, landing gear up, lights out, handle off. Flaps are up. Recall. Nothing. Exterior lights.
Canada 779, when you're ready, descend flight level 240. Looks like Alpha still in the AS.
Looking for altimeters.
Confident. 240. Down to 240.
Alright, so far so good, guys. Let's do exterior view.
Yeah, that's one ready.
Headphone warning. Sounds are okay. They can use some updates. Wing lights, we don't need those on anymore. I wish I could tell you we were in the clouds, guys, but I have no idea because my weather radar doesn't work.
Good evening. OTA 20 Heavy, requesting Denmark under 2 Mikey Yankee November, Air.
Go, 20, you're cleared. Cancun Airport, Beach 3, area transition, flight planner, runway 05, squawk 3507.
NASA.
Okay, that's 10,000 feet. We're pitching down for 305 on our climb speed.
A little piece of me on the inside, but sorry, FTA 20 is cleared to Mikey Yankee November Airport via beautifully Oakley Street departure in the air transition. Expect flight level 390.
Does anybody remember the option to show your throttle position on here? Like the actual hardware throttle position? On my 757 it does. I don't know what it is on this one.
No.
What is the option for that?
Correct. Just stand by.
Stand by. Not such a good afternoon. So with the Alpha is you.
Southwest 18 Alpha, Buckner.
No, that's not it.
China Airlines 139, descend 8,000.
Descending 8,000 at China 139.
Is it throttles block? Which one is it that shows the throttle position on here?
And, Oda, I can't remember the call sign, 20. It's going to be the P3 departure
Let's try
area
this.
transition. You filed the Oakville. The Oakville is for opposite.
I'm sorry.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, the departure is the P3 departure, Bravo Echo Tango Echo Sierra 3 with the area transition, Alpha India Romeo Romeo Alpha.
I'll turn that off because I don't want.
Top of runway 05 and the code 3507.
Alright, so one thing I'm noticing here, we have a little bit of porpoising in the pitch.
I am so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Cleared.
Kind of a lot.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's why.
Got the area transition.
We got some weather here. That's probably what it is.
Air Canada 7570, taxi straight into the ramp.
Okay, transition altitude, 18,000 feet. Let's go altimeter standard. After takeoff checklist complete.
Roger.
And this thing climbs like a rocket, dude.
Yeah, B3 area departure transition.
B3 area transition. Squawking 3507 for OTA 20. Sorry about that. I'm moving slow tonight.
Oh, good. Reback's correct. Call for push.
Call for push. OTA 20.
Alright, so far, guys, we haven't
Southwest
crashed.
18 You're identified thanks to
I think we're okay.
10,000 runway 06 6 left.
170, no, it is left.
That's 1,000, 11,000, the altimeter 2969.
111 total to the 206 lane, double detail.
UPS 353, Cleveland's offline, failed service, terminates changeover.
Say again for UPS 253.
Change on route, Cleveland's offline.
Okay, 22.8 UPS 353, so long. Alright, looks like we're on our own now. Let's take a look at how we're doing with our flight. There it is. That controller was a little grumpy. I'm not sure what, he's a little grumpy. Doesn't have a lot of patience. That's okay. Okay, climbing to flight level 230 or 360. This thing really climbs hard. It's like MD-11 style right here. I think we fixed it though, guys. The crash to desktops are definitely related to that weather radar plugin that they're using, and I think everybody's aware of it now. The Flight Factor guys are very clear that they understand what it is. And everybody seems to know that if you delete that plugin, it gets better. So that's what I did. I want my weather radar on my terrain to work, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? Like, what is this supposed to be exactly? Why is this glowing like that? Yeah, there's some bugs here for sure on this beta release. That's fine. I understand that there's going to be those things. I'm not trying to be whining too much about it. Lamp glow settings. Okay. Lamp glow setting. Well, you know what? This is a good time for us to mess with this stuff. Options. Lamp glow. Oh, good. I'll get rid of that reflection. I didn't care for that anyway. They didn't really help it. These aren't really working. That's fine. I'll mess with this later. Apparently we're in some weather. It would have been nice if I had some weather radar to tell me that, but that's okay. I'll stop complaining, I promise. Alright. Okay, climbing through flight level 295 for 360. Up climb estimated 18 nautical miles. Yeah, on the airplane settings screen, there are some sliders. Right. These ones I can't, can't mess with those. I've already adjusted these, that's fine. Not a big deal. Oh, it's looking good so far, guys. I might want to go in and make some updates to the flight model. I don't like the sensitivity of the elevators. It's too much. There's a little bit too much propensity to want to take off on it. So I bet you if I move the center of lift back just a little bit, see, like, look how much nose down trim we have to have in right now, right? I think the center of lift of the wing is too far forward. I had the same issue with the level up 737s with that latest update, where the plane just wanted to take off on you on takeoff, and it needed a lot of nose down trim to fly straight. I fixed it in the flight model, and everybody's been using it. I mean, I have my own thread on the level up thing, and I had more people talking in my feedback comment thing than the rest of the entire Discord because of everybody wanting to use my files and stuff. So I can fix this. I can make this better. Because right now, if you look at it, we're... Oh, shh. What'd I do? I think we're good. Sorry about that. I can't be messing with those. Okay, 182 Mach. Pretty good. Not too far off of what a MD-11 would cruise at for a low-cost index. 2,000 to go. Having a much better experience tonight in the in this thing. I do want to open up a couple tickets, like for this switch here, for this switch not lighting up here. These lights, I think somebody else already reported. What else? Oh, and this weird glowing stuff right here. But again, that's minor stuff. I know they'll fix it eventually, and I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, you know what I mean? Alright, crew, 1,000 to go. We didn't get our chime though. Also noticing that the auto throttle consistently seems unable to make its thrust setting limit. Kind of late for that. I'm wondering if it's because it's referencing something. Okay, what is this glow in here? Whoa, 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 whoa! Where are all of my... Oh, weird. What is this light coming from? Toga shortcut is a screw just under the pilot's flight director switch. Oh. Well, I mean, the standard operating procedure for setting takeoff thrust is to hit the thrust button. But this will be Toga if I need to go around, I think. So, something I'm noticing here, this thing needs a lot of thrust for cruise. Look at these power settings. That's ridiculous. That's a cruise limit, and we're not keeping up with the speed. That's a problem. We can't maintain airspeed, and we're at the cruise limit. Anybody else experiencing that? That's bizarre. The flaps are up, right? Why has this thing got so much drag right now? We can't even maintain our Mach number. That's not good. Alright, well, we're gonna have to fix that. We're gonna have to work on that. That's a problem. This thing is like maxed out, and it can't maintain airspeed. Okay, let's do this. I need to do a data dump. Okay, so I just did a data dump here. Apparently we don't have any TCAS that works either, huh? That's great. That aircraft is not showing up on TCAS at all. Yeah, the select temperature was set, but that's only going to affect your takeoff thrust setting, right? So if you go performance, the takeoff thrust setting goes in here, right? But my issue is that I think there's a problem with the flight model because we can't even meet our cruise Mach number, and we're basically at our cruise thrust limit just to maintain Mach 0.8. So there's too much drag on this thing. Also, I feel like we're almost at 3.5 degrees aircraft nose up. That's a little bit steep for cruising. Alright, I want to take a look at the cycle dump. Where's top of descent at, by the way? Okay, 139 miles. Alright, so here's a cycle dump. well, it'd be quite the project to update this thing, but I'd be willing to do it. Alright, so that's our Reynolds number for these different airfoils. This flat model needs some work. That's what I can tell you right now. The fact that we can't maintain our cruise Mach number without being at the thrust limit, that's telling me that there's too much drag on this system. Additionally, I think our coefficient of lift at this altitude and this airspeed is not high enough. We're a little bit high. We're only 1,000 feet above our optimum altitude. We shouldn't be pointing that high in the sky. The higher your nose is cruising at, the more induced drag you're going to have. So I think I might take a screenshot of this so I can show them that we're at the cruise limit and we're not even making our cruise number. So I'll take a couple screenshots. I'll get the engine parameters. And then I think I'll also get them a screenshot of our current gross weight. Oh, okay. Let's do it over here. That way, when I open up a ticket, I can give them some actual data. And I'll also give them the cycle dump that I did. That might help them too. Yeah, but this is not correct. We should not be firewalled out here to maintain this. And we're not even anywhere near max gross weight or anything like that. Our takeoff weight was like 3. Yeah, I'm on the GEs. That's probably good information for them to know. CF6. I don't think it's going to be a huge issue right now. We should be able to fly this. We're just going to be like maxed out on power here. And we'll have plenty of fuel, so. Alright, how far are we from top of descent? 104 miles. In about 5 minutes we'll do our descent planning. We'll be okay for now. Right, and since I know how to do flat models, I think I can kind of explain it well. Let's see here. Let's do it now since we have a couple minutes. No, you know what? I'll do it afterwards. I don't want to mess with this now. I'll do it later. Okay. .7. We'll probably burn another 5,000 pounds of fuel. Let's plan for a landing weight of 305. Oops, wrong button. Let's see here. Okay, approach speed 146. That makes our VREF 141. flaps 30, auto brakes 1 on runway 35 left. Okay. Auto brakes 1. Okay, got my reference speeds in there. Landing data. Okay. Looks like we're calculating a landing roll of 7,601 feet. Fine. The weather at Louisville. Information Lima. Wind 3405. That's more or less down the runway. Broken at 9,500. Temperature 14. Altimeter 3006. Alright, another aircraft that's not on my TCAS. Approach briefing. Let's go over that. We are on the D-Lamp 8 RNAV arrival. We have crossing restrictions at Zitty, Anchor, D-Lamp, K-Foam, Marshy, McKen's, Purple, and 6,000 feet of BCO. Let's see if all that's in the FMC. Actually, they're not. Oh, I know why. The way they calculate it, these are in between altitudes. So as long as we fly through these little corridors here, that's fine. So like, if we look at D-Lamp, we need to be around 15,000 feet at 280 knots. There you go. Well, that doesn't work. That doesn't work at all, does it? Yeah. Okay. So a lot of these crossing restrictions are not in the FMC. The speeds are, but the altitudes are not. Interesting. All right. Shouldn't be a big deal. Not tonight. Not a lot of people online. Not gonna mess with the radar. Let's go over the ILS approach. We're going to be on the ILS 35 left approach. We'll probably take it from the Bourbon intersection. I want a nice long approach for our first time in this aircraft. Alright, so at Bourbon at 6,000 feet, Ollie, we need to be down at 4,000 feet, and at the final approach fix, which is Cardinal, we need to be at 2,400, where we'll pick up our 3-degree glide slope down to the runway threshold. At 464 feet, I'll adjust my landing altitude. Decision altitude is going to be 664 barrow. RVR is 1/2 statute mile visibility. In the event of a misapproach, we're going to climb to 1,000 and a climbing left-hand turn to 4,000 on a heading 240, outbound to Louisville radial 279 at David intersection and hold. MSA is 3,600 feet within 25 nautical miles of Louisville. 109.35, final approach course 350. Let's put that in right now. There we go. Okay. ILS is set. Decision height. .664 barrow. All set. Top of descent, 21 nautical miles. Okay, reset. Alright, we'll set it down 10,000 feet from now. Alright, there we go. Okay, there's our progress. Alright, crew. Heading down. Is it gonna descend? Any minute now. Okay. I don't really care for the way that that thing does its VNAV descent there. It waited a heck of a long time to start down, and now we're low on the now we're high on the profile. It wouldn't be a flight factor plane without the without VNAV being a little wonky, right? I am going to add in a little bit of drag here to give it a hand down. Okay. This should be okay. I had some big issues with cruising. They was maxed out at the thrust limit and could not maintain airspeed. So there's some lift, drag, and engine tuning that needs to be done on this flight model, because it's not good. I did a data dump too, so I can give them some information, which should help them with the flight model stuff. Okay, profile's coming back in. Speed brakes should drag. It definitely is working better since I deleted the plugin, though. Like you said, that's what I needed. It just sucks because the TCAS doesn't seem to work. I have no Wixer, and I have no terrain data, which just kind of sucks. You know, whatever. Hope they fix it. Yeah, I took some screenshots here. Let me show you. So here we are, flight level 360, unable to maintain airspeed, and where throttles are maxed out at the cruise limit. So it could not maintain airspeed. And here was my aircraft performance information. Alright, we're back on profile finally. What's up with this slow airspeed for descent? Man, if this was an MD-11, we'd be coming down at 350 knots right now. Hey, profile is way better than VNAV. There, I said it. Profile mode on MD-11 is way better than VNAV on any Boeing. Fight me. Hey, good night, man. Wish me luck on the landing. This thing is very pitchy, very touchy in pitch. I got a list of things I'd like to do to fix this thing, but they're not going to pay me for it, so I don't want to put too much effort into it, you know. I can fix it, but... Alright, descent to flight level 220 for 10,000. Is that a 727 flying over me? That's cool. What is that? What's going on here? Yeah, check that out. 727 is flying over me right now. That's cool. From Minneapolis to Charlotte. Paradise Airways, huh? Wow. Piedmont. That's cool. Where'd it go? What happened to my cockpit? It's like pitch dark in here. What is going on with this thing? I don't know what this lighting's about. I don't really care for it. This brown lighting thing. I would like it a little darker in here, but I don't know how to make the lights darker than that. Maybe if I turn these down? Oh, that's it. That's it right there. That's probably going to be as good as it's going to get in here. Okay, altimeter is 3006. Set. Cross check. Yeah, it could be a beta thing. Hey, looking good on speed. Profile's looking good. That says radio. That's not correct. I need Barrow. That's better. So, does anybody know what the 767 flap extension schedule is? Alright, so here's how it works. The clean maneuvering speed is VREF plus 80. VREF plus 60 is going to be your flaps 1 speed. VREF plus 40 is going to be flaps 5. VREF plus 20 is flaps 20. And then approach speed is going to be flaps 30. Alright. Got it. I'm going to use this reference. This looks good here. It's a good reference. Alright, Alright, I do need to get the CTAP frequency for Louisville. I think it's 12... No, I can get on the chart. 124.2. Okay, I guess we don't get automatic on the left, huh? All right. Okay, let's go ahead and head down to 6,000 feet. Okay, we're slowing down. As we go through 250 knots, the nose should pitch back down here. Yes, sir, Randy. I'm on. It's 12.2 beta 4, V4. I never went to B5, and I don't trust it after that debacle of B5. So. I'm on B4 still. I'm hearing B6 is okay, but I still don't trust it, so. Okay, crew head down. We're down to 10,000 feet. Let's get the exterior lights on. Voice checklist complete. Okay, getting a little fast. Add some speed brake in there. Drag required. Randy, I have not yet experienced any sort of zooming bug at all. That has not happened to me once yet. Okay, speed brake retract. 1,000 to go. Rigs track. We should. We might be able to see the Louisville out of the right side here. Oh, there it is. Alright crew, we're going to hold 6,000 feet here and fly the basically like a right downwind for 35 left. Left at Kels. I may not fly all the way to Bourbon, guys. We might just go over to like Redbird, come back around this way. That's still good enough. Alright, let's stand by for heading select. We're gonna go fly heading 170, which is the reciprocal for the runway heading. Once we make that left turn. Coming left. I'm going to go ahead and go manual speed here. So they get the speed to 200. Hey, glide slope's live. It was for a minute anyway. And I'm gonna go heading select. Let's go flaps 1. And let's take it down 5,000 feet. Vertical speed mode. Alright, crews, prepare for landing. Speed 180, flaps 5. Let's start a turn to the right here. 260. Arm localizer? No, didn't want to. 10935. Localizer mode. I don't like the fact that this glide slope is just pegged right there. That's not great. Okay, we'll make it turn into the, we'll get a 30-degree intercept here in just a second. Man, look at the pitch that we gotta have. Yeah, this thing needs a little more coefficient of lift in it at AOA equals 0. We shouldn't be flying, trudging along at this, whatever. Alright, let's get us a nice entry here. Let's go 320 on the heading. Yeah, glide slope's alive now. It's fine now. Okay, localizer mode is active. Speed brakes. Armed. Actually, no. Wait on that checklist. Okay, localizer capture. Let's go approach mode. Look at this nose up attitude. I can't even see over the dang. Louisville traffic, UPS 353 heavy on the ILS 35 left approach. Can't even see over the dang. Alright, okay, we want to localize it, wait for the glide slope to come in. One last check on weather. Okay, Louisville. Start putting wind 340 at 5 knots. And that's not the wind we're getting right now. It's quite a bit higher than that, so hopefully that comes in. Okay, glide slope starting to come in. Alright, 4,000 feet. Okay, glide slope capture. Let's set missed approach altitude, 4,000 feet. And runway heading is in. Let's go speed 165, flaps 15, gear down. Okay, make that flaps 20. glide slope on localizer. Let's reduce speed to final approach speed, which is going to be let's see, reference speed 141, so 146. 146. Flaps 30. I nailed that landing weight. Alright, crew, I think I'm going to try my hand at this now. Okay, I have the aircraft and throttles. God, this thing flies so slow. I'm used to barreling in here at an MD-11 doing 165 knots, so. Alright, before landing checklist, landing gear down 3 green, spoiler handle is armed, auto brakes 1, flaps to slats, flaps 30, set. Altimeter is cross check 3006. ICAS. No alerts. Landing clearance.
2500.
Louisville traffic UPS 353 heavy on final. 35 left. And a little bit high on the glide slope, correcting. Winds are right off the nose at 18 knots right now. Okay, back on glide slope. Bit of wind up here. The wind is shifting a lot. Okay, I'm starting to lose a little bit of headwind component there and a little bit high on the glide slope, correcting. What's our trim setting at?
1000.
Okay, way high in the glide slope. Correcting. Continue. That's the Louisville thing. Alright, looking good, guys. Okay, I'm on to Pappy's now. I'm fully visual here. Okay, a little bit low, correcting.
500.
Okay, back on there. continue. Alright guys, my first landing in this thing ever. Let's see how it works.
100. 100.
50, 50, 40, 40, 30, 30, 20,
20.
10.
10.
Wow, that was a little hard. Well, it sounded like I touched down, but then I didn't. That was weird. Yeah, 757 does the same thing. Where you feel like you touch down, but you don't, and then you touch down afterwards. Didn't feel that hard to me, but apparently it was. And the auto brakes went to disarm the second I touched down. I didn't even touch the brakes and it went to disarm, so that's a problem. Okay, set parking brake. After landing checklist, spoiler handle, up retract, flaps and slats. Auto brakes off, radar off, landing light. Runway turn off lights are off, anti-collision red, nope, correction, anti-collision white is off. Wing and anti-ice not required. APU to start. Clock. Hold, dang it, wrong button. And stab trim. Oh, we made it. I need to work on the landing technique a little bit, but I didn't bend any metal. Okay. Louisville traffic UPS 353 heavy, clear of runway 35 left, taxi to ramp 5 via Bravo 5. Charlie. Maybe 8 cars was a little more generous. 273 feet per minute. It was a little nicer to me. I like that better. Let's say it was 273. Okay, is this ramp 5? Should be ramp 5. Yep, ramp 5. Coming in. I do like the nose wheel steering on this. It's very smooth. Yeah, I like the way it steers. Okay, parking brake set. Parking checklist. Transponder off. Fuel switches. Engine bleeds off. Packs off. Trim air, recirc fan off. Let's get some lights in here. Alright, cabin altitude control, manual. Window heat. Yaw damper. Hydraulic pumps. Anti-collision red. Fuel pumps. Standby power off. IRSs off. Those light, little chocks and ground power unit. Let's get that in there. Alright, ground power is available. Parking brake released. APU power off. APU off. Alright guys, we're back. Definitely wasn't my best work, but is there not any ambient cockpit lighting? Well, I got these, I mean, got floodlights, got the map light. Oh, I think I also got these lights up here. Dome light, but that's a little too bright. Yeah, dome light's a little too bright. It's way too light. I don't wanna have that on too much. Anyway, this thing needs some work for sure. The flight model needs some work. I'm gonna go submit a ticket right now for that. And I can help them with this because I do flight models, so I can speak that language probably pretty good. There's a lot of textures and lights that don't work in here, things like that, but they're mostly superficial, so I don't really feel like making bug reports for that stuff. Like right here, look at these switches, how that doesn't look that great, right? That's not how they should look. But again, I'm not gonna nitpick that stuff right now. I'm not worried about that. I care about how the plane flies, and it did not fly good at cruise altitude. Yeah, during the approach and stuff, I like the handling. That was fine. But there's something going on there at cruise altitudes, and I think that needs to be worked on. But at least I didn't have a crashed desktop. I know how to fix that for now. Hopefully we get our terrain radar and our Wixer back up. Do I only fly tube liners? Yeah, I do. But if you want to see a time long ago where I started my YouTube career, I used to fly combat flight sims. If you go over to my YouTube channel, right, and go over to my playlist, go check out the Cliffs of Dover stuff, the gun camera clips, air combat, and the flight school. This is from about 10 or 11 years ago when I did combat flight sims, that I was pretty dang good. And I made some really cool videos, so go in here and check those out if you want to see me do some really hardcore stick and rudder stuff, because I was quite the pilot back in my younger years. But as I get older now, I don't have the time for it, and I don't have the reflexes that I used to have, so the tube liners work better for me. I did get from A to B. We didn't bend any metal. It was a little bit of a firm landing, but honestly, that's not... It wasn't awful. It was well within limits. 272 feet per minute is not... Like, UPS, Virtual Air Cargo, allows, I think, up to 800 feet per minute landing rate, so I'm well above that. The other issue that I have with this aircraft, and I've had it with the 757 as well, is the auto brakes. The second that I touch down, they always go to disarm before I even have a chance to touch the brakes. So I don't know what that's about. I don't fly GA because I can do that for real, Randy. You know what I mean? Like, I've got about 30 hours in the Cessna 172. I can go over to a flight school and start flying again. I could just do a familiarization flight, and I have a lot of friends that fly GA. And if I'm going to fly GA, I'm going to do it in real life because it's not that hard to do. I don't get to fly 767s and ND11s and that stuff, so I like to simulate that because it's something that I can't do in real life. GA I can do, so I don't typically fly them in the sim. I find it to be very underwhelming and unrewarding because I know it's nothing like the real thing because I've done the real thing. For these, I don't do the real thing, so I don't know any different. So this is more fun for me, if that answers your question. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night, guys. I will be flying this some more. Hopefully the Flight Factor guys are receptive to my support ticket, and they'll let me work with them on trying to fix that stuff. It can be done. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.